Alright folks, how are we doing? It's Shabash, it's Hero of Aethric, and this is Tier 4 main story questline walkthrough, and we have to start off in Lowton speaking to Squire Samson again. And he's asking us to build a trading post. Trading is great. Let's go to Origin Town to see what materials we need. Alright, Mr. GoFanon, what have you requiring from us to build trading post? 500,000 gold, 15 wood, 15 stone, and 5 runestone. So gold, really, probably the arena, a few kills in there will have that, or you can continue farming bosses. Wood and stone we know how to get. Runestone, this is probably a new one that we haven't used before. Runestone is actually the best way to farm runestone is actually tier 2 zones. So anywhere from the Great Plains into the Fen Lagoon, and what you're going to want to do is farm the living armor mobs. That is this blue knight guy, because all of the gear that he drops 4 different armor pieces, and they can all dismantle into runestone, as well as he drops runestone straight off the bat. So picking up all the rune gear, dismantle all of it, and it shouldn't take you too long to pick up runestone that we need for the quest. I believe I actually have enough golden materials to build this straight away. So let's build this down here somewhere, over there, and boom, built a trading post. So if you want to learn more about how trading works, I do have a video going into detail on how that works, and recommend you checking that out if you want to learn more about exactly how trading works in Hero of Aethric. We then have to go and meet Katha in Athantia. That is the first tier 4 town up here. So really it's going to be Waygate to Lithrin and then walk round over the bridge. Here we are in Athantia. And there's Katha. Thankfully they redid the map of this place. You used to have to go all the way up and down, but they added these little bridges. So let's see what Katha requires of us. Blah, blah, blah. Fomorians nearby. Okay, attack of the Fomorians. This is our largest kill quest today. We got to defeat 20 Fomorian warriors, 20 rogues, and 10 mages. So these are tier 4 mobs. Really the best way to do this is to kill lots of mobs in the tier 4 zone. Party reset as well. I'm going to be showing you a little trick. Actually, what we're going to try and do first is get 2 enchanted skulls from the undead golem boss, because they actually increase monster spawns, and that is going to be a great way to find more monsters. Also, make sure you kind of upgrade your pet by now as well. You definitely want a tier 4 pet if you can. I'm going to look for Elder Gnome. No, Elder Gnome is tier 5, sorry. Was nothing good there anyway. Just don't forget as well, when you are tier 4, to come over to the temple. Down here you can start doing memory hunts at tier 4. I do have a guide for that as well if you want to check out exactly how to do memory hunts. But essentially you go to the temple, attempt ritual to get diluted mnemonics, and you use that in your inventory to start a memory hunt. And that is, if you're behind on orns, that is one of the best ways to catch up. You can get like 100,000 orns very quickly on doing those memory hunts, so I highly recommend you do that. I think I am in fact going to do my memory hunt right now, so I can upgrade to my tier 4 class, which is going to be spell sword. I need 100,000 orns. I'm going to do that, and then we'll catch back up. Okay, boom, did the memory hunt, got enough orns, got my tier 4 class. I'm now starting the hunt of Fomorians. Pretty easy. Should have, I still have very, very average gear, but you should have enough damage to take these guys out. Nice tip, actually, these guys are weak to dark type element. So we, example here, slotted in Nightmare, you can see nice 300 damage. So even if you are melee, you can use Dark Strike, for example, depending on what skills you have available. Troll, very nice to get the charm. That's an upgrade. Boom, got it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to walk south down past Great Athantia East, down through Odin's Finger towards Avalon, and then we're also going to go towards Sudun. These are the other tier 4 towns. Basically, we're going to hunt Fomorians on the way, look for upgrades in both of the towns as well, for especially in the Sudun Bazaar for gear. So look at all these. Wow, there's so many Fomorians here. That was a nice little bunch of Fomorians. We're about a quarter of the way, if that, through the quest. Another couple of mages. Also, if you come across any Mimic Kings, you definitely want to take this boss out. Very high Orn rewards. And also drops a Mimic King head, which is actually a piece of gear that can increase the amount of Orns you get on killing monsters and bosses in the game. Unfortunately, we didn't get the head drop there. Alright, we came across our first undead golem. Now, this guy we want to take out. Should be relatively easy for you to take out. Not the strongest tier 4 boss by any means. And, we didn't get the drop, unfortunately. You want an enchanted skull. We'll hopefully get another one soon. Here we go. Boom, we got it. Enchanted skull. Now, we want to put that accessory on. That will increase the amount of monsters spawned. Also, make sure you're using a torch buff as well from here. I need to buy some more. I just used my last one. And that will cause more monsters to spawn, make this quest easier to complete. This is actually my final mage we need to find. And not even made it to Avalon yet. And that's all the mages completed. Still got, about a quarter of the way through for the warriors and the rogues, though. Alright, now I've been all the way down to Sudun, and actually I didn't see any Fomorians in the desert, so I'm 99% sure they can't actually spawn there. So what I'm going to do is go from Woven Forest all the way up to Athantia, essentially, then reset the party and go back down. I got a few mobs to clear up here, as well as a Mimic King boss, and then we'll see where we're at. Alright, I was scared for a second, thought my game had bugged out because I equipped a broken enchanted skull, and I just realized that broken quality is affecting the amount of mob spawning. There was literally one mob on the screen when I had that equipped. Took it off, and all of a sudden all of these mobs are there. So if you're wearing a broken enchanted skull and you're wondering why there's no mobs around, that'll probably be the reason. Alright, this is the final Fomorian rogue that I need to complete the quest. I've probably been up and down Odin's Finger maybe 4 times with 4 different party resets. Honestly, they are quite common mobs, and they can spawn day and night, so not too bad to get that quest done. Also, kind of upgraded my character quite a bit along the way, so now I need to go back to Athantia, which is just nearby. Gotta love being called a hero, helping everybody out, save Athantia. Okay, now Fomorian Lord. Defeat the Lord of the Fomorians. So this is, I think, the first boss quest we have to do, and effectively you will not have seen a Fomorian Lord until now. But when the quest unlocks, that tier mob, you see it's a tier 4, of course it's tier 4 quests, that will now effectively be in the boss pool for tier 4 zones. So what we're going to do is go down, and I'm actually going to go in Woven Forest. I quite like the zone because the boss is very nearby. But you can go anywhere in the tier 4 zones, basically from Great Athantia all the way down Odin's Finger to Sudun Desert. And you're going to want to clear bosses. You're going to want to kill bosses to refresh the boss spawn, and it can randomly be a Fomorian Lord. You can also do the party reset trick, of course, that will force spawn a new boss in, and you know, it's actually quite useful. For example, if you're going against the Carmen's Gargoyles, it's probably the most difficult tier 4 boss flesh. You know, I'm gonna probably reset now to wipe that out. The only other way that you can find a Fomorian Lord is on the final floor of dungeons. But it will have to be the correct type of dungeon. For example, the mushroom normal dungeon, this dungeon, it can spawn on the final floor there, but it is only a 1-floor spawn and it's not guaranteed. So party resetting, clearing out all the tier 4 bosses, that's going to be the best way to do it. So we'll see how long it takes me to find one. Alright, boom, we've got Fomorian Lord. Took me 6 boss kills and 2 party resets, so it took me about 5 minutes to get him to spawn. I've been in the Woven Forest region, basically because Mimic Kings can spawn here. The Mimic King actually needs some forest biome, so it can't spawn in the desert. And as we said before, gives very nice juicy rewards. So yeah, Fomorian Lord is quite... I actually meant to get my mana back here. 1 second. Here we go. You can leave and re-enter fights in the world without any penalty. But yeah, the Fomorian Lord, very beefy compared to other bosses at the tier, 4,350 HP, but should be weak to dark damage again, as the Fomorians are. It's basically the entire family tree weak to dark damage there, so you might be able to use that to your advantage. I'm yeah, just keeping on top of my health and stuff here. Got a living dagger pet, very nice for extra damage. And yeah, the extra bonus of dark damage, it can proc a sleep on the bosses as well. It can force them to go to sleep. And there you have it, picking up a Lordly Monster Tomb, which can increase our experience gain as an accessory. If you got a high quality one, be very lucky. Complete the quest. 5,000 Orns, actually not too bad for this stage. We've reached level 97. Now we need to go back to Loten, speak to Samson. Okay, what does he want now? Time to focus on becoming stronger. We have to reach the 5th tier. Unlock a tier 4 class, which we have done, and reach level 100. So I'm going to go and kill a few bosses, and then that will be this quest complete. And here's a note, by the way, once you have unlocked the Fomorian Lord quest, it can now be a regular spawn in tier 4 zones like any other tier 4 boss. So you will start seeing more of them if you happen to be farming tier 4 zones for any other reason post completing the quest line. And there we go, made it to level 100, farmed a few Mimic Kings, and that will be the 5th tier complete, and we have to move on to Ceres in tier 5. However, before you leave the video, I recommend staying on for the side quests that are available at tier 4. We're in Vinland, and we're speaking to Galar of Murkheim again, who is talking about his hammer. And he wants us to upgrade 5 pieces of equipment again in the blacksmith. And for that, we're going to receive a Galar's hammer, which is actually a consumable item. It gives you a buff that lasts for 1 hour, and it reduces the time it takes for items to level up in the blacksmith by 30%. And it's a very nice item. Once we complete the quest, we can actually find these from completing dungeons. And you can also buy this in the rune shop. But I highly recommend you do this quest because the side quest following this is extremely, extremely useful. So if you haven't already, I perhaps should have mentioned at the start of the video to put 5 items in a blacksmith to prepare for this side quest. So 1 hour later, or if you manage to put 5 things in the blacksmith beforehand, that will allow us to complete the finest hammer. And as we said, we get the Galar's hammer, and that will now be part of our end of dungeon drop pool as a random item. Actually, any quest item that we receive is actually then going to be available to drop from end of dungeons, and that is how you get more Galar's hammer. That's how you get more Band of Gods, etc. in the future. Now, for our second side quest at tier 4, we are going to go back to Athantia. You see, when you actually see an NPC on the map, that is telling you there's a quest available there. So we're going to go back to Athantia, and you're definitely going to want to do this side quest. This unlocks after completing Galar's side quest, by the way, so you do need to complete those 5 level ups in the blacksmith, and then that will allow Pythia to appear in Athantia. So let's go speak to her. Here she is in the middle of Athantia. And if you played Orna, you will probably have a good idea of what this quest is going to be about. It's basically going to be another memory hunt. So she actually gives us another diluted demonic offsites and memories. And in Orna, the original GPS game, this is the first chance that you get to complete a memory hunt. And there is not like a pre-made temple like there is in Aethric. So essentially, we're going to want to go and complete another memory hunt. And the reason you're going to want to do this as soon as possible, complete a memory hunt for her, is that this will allow us to build an oracle temple in our origin town. And that will actually give us a guaranteed diluted mnemonic every day. So there's actually going to be 2 chances every day of getting mnemonics from temples. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this memory hunt by using a diluted mnemonic. Again, link in the description for my memory hunting guide video if you are struggling with that. But essentially you're just going to want to follow, you want to find these blue-gray buildings dotted around the world randomly. And actually you don't even need to complete the memory hunt. Just starting the quest and starting the memory hunt unlocks the Oracle Temple. So here we are, we're speaking to Gufanin in our origin town. Costs 500,000 gold and 100 runestone. So I've just been farming the living armors in the fen halls. Realize it's also a daytime only mob, so just be careful for that. But I can now build this anywhere in my origin town. I'm going to build it near to the entrance. So this has a separate cooldown to the temple in Athantia. Now, first thing to do, if you can, is upgrade this building to level 10, because it is not actually a guaranteed result every time you use concurrence to attempt a ritual. And you will probably, if you play enough, you'll realize that the temple in Athantia doesn't always guarantee you a diluted mnemonic. However, with our origin town oracle temple, if we upgrade it to level 10, which is the maximum level, so we need to pay about 5 million gold, maximum level 10, now we can guarantee that attempted ritual will work every single time, every single day. You will get at least 1 diluted mnemonic for memory hunt. So that is a really fantastic way to get Orns, and of course to get amities, which are can be super powerful as well. So that is pretty much it then for tier 4, getting a little bit ahead of myself. So I want to again thank all the Arisen Order Legends for supporting myself on Patreon and Twitch. Support greatly appreciated. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was useful for you. Tier 4 can be relatively complicated, I guess. Quite a lot of questions asking where to find Fomorian Lords and stuff like that. And hopefully the side quest tips help you out. Don't forget Galar in Vinland for the side quest, and then Pythia for the Oracle Temple. Very, very, very huge boon to your character progression, having a second Oracle Temple. So we'll see you then in Tier 5. I'm Shabash. Thanks for watching. Ciao.